Hey everybody. It's what night is it? It's Wednesday. It's Wolfgang Wednesday, and this is Johnny Beane has gone to get a beverage, and me and Joe Wentz are here, and so everybody can see. Because Joe Wentz is in the house. I've never been live with Joe Wentz before. I know Joe's a big Jimi Hendrix fan, so I've got Woodstock on for Joe right now.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's a 70-inch big screen. It takes up the whole wall back here.
Oh, that is nice, man.
Yeah. Probably hear my Train of Cummins playing or something like that. So.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, I got that on DVD, man. That's classic. That's a classic concert, man.
Oh yeah, it's
history was made on that concert. We all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when that Star Spangled Banner starts up, it's
Oh,
so
man.
yeah. I wasn't even alive then, and it gives me goosebumps.
It does. Yeah, the first time I heard, this is going to sound crazy, but it's a true story. The first time I heard Jimi Hendrix, his rendition of that,
Yeah.
I was probably in ninth or 10th grade. I was in 10th grade, and so I was like 16. And there was another guy that lived in the neighborhood where I grew up. There was a few of us kids that lived in the same neighborhood, not a lot, but a few. We all went to the same school and all that stuff, you know. Well, he had just got a hand-me-down, the car from his older brother, and it was like a Camaro.
What year? You know?
I don't remember. It's kind of like an IROC, you know, so it's probably like an 86 or something, you know.
Yeah.
And so he had just got his license. It was a beautiful car, and he was driving around the block real slow, and he had his windows rolled down, and he had that cranked in the stereo. He had the Jimi Hendrix Star Spangled Banner from Woodstock on like a cassette, and it was cranked. And I remember hearing that when he was driving around real slow. He had the car all cleaned up. It was waxed, and, you know, the tires were shining and the rims were shining. I said, man, who is that? And and I heard that guitar and all that. I said, man, what is that? You know, and it didn't take long to put one and one together, you know, but that was the first time I actually heard it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, man, that sounds awesome. At the point, you know, I was like, man, I think that's Jimi Hendrix doing that. But I thought that was the coolest thing that I'd ever heard at that point. And I hadn't even started playing guitar then. It was close to that point, but I hadn't started playing yet. And because it was the summer of '86, is when I saw a guy playing guitar. It was a band that was setting up at a campground that my parents would always go to a lot through my youth. And this band was setting up, and this guy was warming up on a Fender Strat, and he had it was like a HSS, you know, humbucker single coil single, you know. Yeah. And I remember the body was kind of like a sparkly kind of finish on it. Like the body was like, it was red, of course, with a white pick guard, but it was like a sparkly blue kind of finish. And he was playing, and I never played guitar ever. I didn't know what he was doing. I just knew what he was doing sounded really cool.
Yeah. And
he was doing all these little riffs and stuff, you know. And I was with a buddy of mine, and I said, man, do you hear that dude, man, over there playing that? What the hell's he doing? And and we just walked over because the band was setting up. They were getting ready to do their gig for that night, but they were doing sound check, right? So in the background, you hear the guy doing the kick drum, doing all these little tests, you know, and all this stuff. And the guy was on his bass, doing all that stuff. So I walked over to the guitar player, man, and I just struck up a conversation. And I said, man, how do you do that? And he's like, how do I do what? And I said, do that with your fingers like that on the guitar. How do you do that? And I remember he was so nice, man. He was a really nice guy. He was real patient. And I remember he played, and I didn't know what this song was at the time. I had no idea. He said, what do you want me to play for you? And I said, I don't know. I said, whatever you want to do. So he played the intro to Ain't Talking About Love by Van Halen. At the time, I didn't know what that was. He's like, that's Ain't Talking About Love. Do you recognize that? I was like, oh yeah, that sounds great. I never heard it in my life, you know. I was 16 years old. This is 1986, you know. And but he just kept doing all these. I mean, man, I was just mesmerized. You can tell when somebody he plays an instrument or whatever they do, by the way it sounds, you could tell he knew what he was doing. He wasn't, you know what I mean? He'd been playing for a long time. You could just tell by the way it sounded. I was like, man, he was kicking butt, man. It wasn't no joke. And that's what influenced me to want to get a guitar when I saw this guy play. And so if you fast forward to the Christmas of '86, Christmas Eve, that's when I got my first guitar. So
right.
It was about 6 months later I got my first guitar. It was a cheap Strat knockoff. It was by a company called Memphis. And real heavy. It was a real heavy guitar. It was for what it was, it wasn't bad. It came with got a Gorilla amp that came with it. Just, Gorilla amps were really cut and dry back in the day,
Yeah.
And that's how it all started. That's how it all started, man. And I've been chasing that dream ever since. So
Hey Joe, do you still know that guy that you was playing Ain't Talking About Love that you watched? Do you still know him at all or not?
No, I when I saw him play, and I was only 16 years old, and I remember his name was Max. Yeah. I don't remember his last name. That was the only time I saw him because they were setting up to play, and then me and my buddy, we went back up there that night when they actually played their sets, and I was watching them play, and I was like, man, that guy's really knocking it out of the park, and they got done and they loaded their van up and they left, and I never seen him again, ever. I never saw him again, but it's too bad I don't remember his last name, because now with social media and all that, I could probably track him down. But I remember he was in college. You got to remember, this is in '86, so he was probably 4 or 5 years older than me. Yeah. And I remember he said he was going to Appalachian State. I remember that. And but I don't know, man. That's what started the fire for me, because when usually when you see somebody doing something like that, it'll influence you, especially when you're young like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It makes a big impression on you, and so it just started after that, man. It's been a landslide ever since. I've always loved playing the guitar ever since. I mean, I still feel that, to me, it's something you're going to always chase to try to get that fix. You know what I'm saying? To try to, and it's like a puzzle that you'll never solve, even though you have all the pieces, but you're never going to solve it. Yeah. So it's just that it's the best thing.
You always need another piece, though. Too.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But it's
another piece of gear.
Yeah. Oh God! Don't
right here.
Don't.
I've been waiting 1986. What, 32 years ago? 32 years. I now have a whale tail Floyd Rose.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I've been putting it together tonight. Yeah.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, that's for this Kramer 5150 build that I.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have like all the proper parts that this thing's supposed to have, and I've been waiting 30 years to actually have the right stuff. Yeah.
That's nice, man.
Yeah, that's through Johnny's show and Dave Nesdahl and Rob Johnson and all the guys and chasing parts down and. So it's amazing with Ed's guitars, all those old Kramers. Like, there's so much mystery, and here I am finally, yesterday I finally get the proper Floyd that's supposed to be on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
No, like what you said, Joe. Like, when you're young, how like anything that happens, like things you let go. You take it in. Oh no, I don't need that. But then those moments you're talking about, whether it was hearing Jimi Hendrix out of that Camaro, and then that buddy of yours playing Ain't Talking About Love, and those, I mean, obviously that kick-started you, right?
Those were key moments. Yes, those were definitely. Now that you put it in that perspective, yeah, those were key moments in my youth that steered me toward wanting to play guitar even more. Because before I even picked up a guitar, my musical library consisted of old school rap, which is nothing wrong with that, and like Bryan Adams or something like that. I mean, I was one of those people that how many times have y'all done this? You ask somebody, what kind of music do you like? And if you get this answer, don't give them none of your music, because they're not going to give you any feedback. If they say, oh, I listen to whatever, don't waste your time, right? Don't, you know, but if I was one of those people when I was young, because I didn't, music went in one ear and came out the other. I didn't process it. It was just something that was there. Not until I saw that guy playing that Fender Strat that night or that afternoon when they were setting up is when it really caught my attention. And I was like, I want to be able to do that somehow. If it's just to play a couple of chords. And then, so when I got the guitar, that's when I started getting the Van Halen albums on cassette, you know, and then not long after that, man, I got a copy of Live Without a Net from a buddy of mine who had 2 VCRs stacked on top of each other, and he went and rented the original from the video store. Everybody remembers video stores, right?
Yep.
And
what's that?
and so he made a copy. So I gave him a blank tape, and he made me a copy. And I tore that thing up. I watched that thing probably, 800 times, man. I couldn't tell you how many times I watched that thing. Just amazed at the sounds that was coming out of that guitar. I was like, how in the world is he doing that?
Yeah, it was Summer Nights solo stuff, 5150, and then his unaccompanied solo. It was Summer '86. That was like me, Joe. That changed it all. Like I grew up and I was 5 years old. My first tape I ever had was the Jim Croce collection.
Yeah.
So I knew Jim Croce, and then obviously in the '70s growing up, everyone was influenced by Kiss. So Ace Frehley was sort of an influence, and then once I saw Live Without a Net, like Johnny said, I must have watched Live Without a Net probably 5 times a week for maybe 2 years. It was always on.
Yeah, every time I got home from school, when I was in, of course I was in high school. Every time I got home from school, man, I grabbed that tape and went to the VCR down in my parents' living room and popped it in and just played it and crunked the TV up and, just watched. And I was like, man, my gosh, and I was like, how's he doing this tapping thing? I was like, how's he doing that? And so I would literally run downstairs late at night, cut the Live Without a Net on, because that's where the VCR was downstairs. And we only had one VCR back then. VCRs were expensive back then, and I would go downstairs and I'd turn it on and I'd have it on low volume. I'd run back up the steps to my room, plug up my guitar to my Gorilla amp and start trying to do that two-handed tapping. And I'd run back downstairs. I said, what was he doing again? I'd run back upstairs, and it was just, back and forth. That's but that's what you call passion, man. That's when you really want to try to learn and progress, Yeah. And of course you always hit stumbling blocks along the way. I still do today. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I should be able to play, but I can't, because I know my limitations. I know what I can do and in the words of Steve Vai, this is what he said: concentrate on your strengths, not your weaknesses, because you know what your weaknesses are. Nobody else does, but you do. Yeah. So don't mess with your weaknesses, because it's not going to do you any good, man. Concentrate on what you know you can do and work from there. When I heard him say that, I thought that was the best piece of advice I've ever heard, ever. Far as playing guitar,
And back to that guy that you saw setting up and playing Ain't Talking About Love, like him, and you were talking about how it sounded like he knew what he was doing. Like for me, when someone says that, it's always, okay, there's the chords and then playing solos and stuff like in a certain key that makes sense. Like you listen to bands, I don't know, the Scorpions or AC/DC, like the solos are in like a certain key and a certain scale, and it sounds right. And then you watch Live Without a Net, and anything Eddie hits, it seems to be like the right note. Like even crazy squeals or dive bombs. It's just like, how the hell? It's like everything sounds perfect, right? But yeah.
Well, that's because he's got a whole lot more playing time under his belt than you or me, right? Oh, yeah. So he's logged a whole bunch of hours with that guitar in his hand, and so he knows the fretboard of that guitar like the backside of his hand. I mean, he's done it so many times, just like Steve Vai or anybody else. The more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. If you really want to get better at it, you will. If you really want to, if you just look, I'm not saying that, you know, a campfire player is a bad player. That's not what I'm saying, because that's what's the beauty of guitar. To me, is guitar is so diverse, man. If you want to just play chords on an acoustic and sit around with friends, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. But if you want to take it to the next level, you know, like finger picking, you'll never see me finger pick. You know why? Because I can't do it. I can't finger pick worth a crap, so I don't mess with it, you know. But when I see like a bluegrass player or somebody on a banjo, it blows my mind, because that's something that I just can't wrap my head around. My fingers will not do that, you know. It's just not going to work. And but it just depends on what you want to do, man. You know, how bad do you want it? You know, so watching Live Without a Net, when I saw him do the dive bombs and the pinched harmonic and the squeals and the two-hand tapping, I knew that I wanted to learn how to do some of that. I can't, you know, I can't do it all, but I can do just a smidgen of it. And I was like, okay, thank God, at least I got a piece of it, you know. So, you know, but
I've seen you do that stuff.
Yeah, well,
You can
just
do it.
it's a little bit, man. It's not, you know, it's just, I try hard not to be a copycat, because that's what you don't want to be. And for me, it's always a tough fight for me, because Eddie was such a huge influence on me as just, you know, as a guitar player. And I try not to do that too much, but it's hard. It's just because I love that style. I love his style. I mean, even Vito Bratta was the same way, but Vito Bratta, in my opinion, was could have been Eddie's clone. He was just amazing. He was just phenomenal player.
But
you know?
but Joe, you have original music that you've written yourself, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is the next level. I mean, it was for me, and when I was a teenager, like same thing, campfire. I was mad when I first started playing, because we'd go camping up in the mountains here, and someone would bring a guitar, and it was like, man, someone's got to learn like songs so we got something to listen to. So that was the next push for me. I was like, I'm learning songs beginning to end. I'm gonna know the note for note, and I was on a mission. Yeah, so I was full on learning songs. Like I'd learn like 500 songs. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're just sitting around, just sort of picking away at the guitar, and then all of a sudden you write your own little thing out of nowhere. So that's what's that was. Yeah,
that is the beauty of that too, because once you start trying to create your own material, that's really when the search begins, really, because now everybody, look, man, all of us guitar players or whatever, we all steal licks from other guitar players. That's just how it is. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. But then when you start wanting to try to do your own thing, that's really when things take a turn, you know, either for the good or for the worse. I mean, it all depends on, you know, if you want to write something on your own or whatever, but that right there can be a beautiful thing, because once you start understanding how to build a song structure, you know, that was the first thing that I fought with in the beginning, was instead of doing a riff over and over and over, I was like, man, this is boring. There's got to be a change in here somewhere. So there has to be a change. So I started listening to the radio more. I started listening to how songs were structured, you know, how it starts off with the riff, and then it goes into a verse, and then it goes into a chorus, and then it comes back to a verse. And one thing that I started with years ago, I mean, God almighty, this was so long ago, was a cheap little Casio keyboard. It had a little built-in little drum, you know, you hit the button, it goes, had that little, you know, whatever. So I would play it, you know, I'd play it, you know, and you'd sit there and you'd play something. And so after some more time went by, I was paying attention to songs and stuff, and I was like, okay, I got to do something here, and I got to change it up, and then come back around full circle to how the song started. And that took me, now for me, personally, that took me a long time to get a grasp on, because, you know, when somebody says they play guitar or whatever, and like I said, there's different levels of players, and I'm not saying one's better than the other, but when somebody asks you how many songs do you know, and if you say whatever, 5, 20, 80, whatever, But then they say, how many songs do you know how to play all the way through? That's where it gets, that's what always kicked my butt, because I'd be like, oh, I don't know any all the way through. I know like the couple of riffs, you know, and so that's why I started doing cover songs on my channel, because it was just, to me, it's like a test. I'm like, can I play this? You know, and so that's why I do cover songs all the time on my channel. And I know a lot of times it's not 100% spot on like the original. That's because I put my own little spin on it. You know, I put my own little spin on it. If I wanted to be just like the original, then what's the point? I might as well just not even mess with it. Just leave it alone. But if I can put my own little spin on it, if it's just a little something, then to me that makes it, that's got your feel on it. You know what I'm saying? That's got your part of you on it. So that's just
I had the same thing with the camping thing. I wanted to learn songs beginning to end, but then, you know, that's was someone else singing. But then all of a sudden I got to the point where I sort of sing in a lower register. So whether I could just strumming something, some songs in a lower register, like singing and playing, that's another game right there. Is being able to play and sing at the same time.
I don't see how people do that. That's something that I wish I could do, is sing. I can't sing I'm not a singer. I've tried it in my own little world there. I've tried it, and I'm not. I wasn't blessed with that at all.
Yeah, and that thing you said about songs and listening to the radio, yeah, for me, I talked to Johnny about it a couple of weeks ago. It was always, for me, it was, okay, yeah, there's the intro to the song, then they kick into a riff, and then when the, like, say, a verse comes up, for me, it always seems like it's 4 sentences. And then, okay, then they go into, like, the pre-chorus, that's 4 sentences, and then the chorus is 4 sentences. So it's this 4/4 time, like in most music on the radio is kind of like that. So yeah, it's like you're saying, you got your riff, then you got to go to some kind of change with the chords, some kind of change for the pre-chorus, and then maybe it's back to the riff again in the chorus, and in and out. So that's what happens with me, Joe. I'll have a cool riff, but I know it's got to have some kind of changes going on, right? With that 4.
Yeah. You got to, man, or it's going to get stale really quick.
Oh yeah.
It's going to get, and you're going to lose your audience, you know, because it's you know, the perfect example of what I would always listen to back then when I was trying to understand song structure was the group Queen. Listen to Queen, man. You see how many changes they have in their songs, man? And another thing that I thought was really important was stops and starts. That is always an ear catcher, you know. You know, like some old Rainbow or something, or you know what I mean, some stuff like that. It's just stops and starts are, to me, are important. It doesn't have to be in every song, but you know, some here and there. That to me, that catches, it keeps the person's attention, man. That's what you want. You don't want the same old thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You know, that's why I can only listen to blues for so long, because blues is really repetitious. I love blues, but it's really repetitious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just watching a Chicago blues. They had an hour of old videos like Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters and all these guys. It was awesome, just because you can hear the influence in the music that came after that. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I love the blues. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I can only listen to so much of it, and then I got to change it up. You know, I'm like, man, I got to listen to something else. You know, because it's that same chord progression over and over and over and over, you know.
Oh yeah.
But that's just my 2 cents, man. What do you think about it, Johnny? What's your opinion?
Just changes keys. What about the blues?
About anything. We've been talking the whole time. You ain't had a chance to.
I know.
This is your VEDA, so sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, whoops.
That's what happens when I'm here.
Yeah, this is my vlog every day for the 18th of April 2018.
What'd you do today, Johnny?
I woke up, went down to the lab, you know, worked on some computerized music, which is what I'm doing these days. Actually, I think I actually have it. It's all in here, actually.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm going to work on it tomorrow. And I was going to be out of town tomorrow, I was gonna go to a concert tomorrow night, but the show was canceled.
Oh, the Andy Summers one?
Yeah,
You gotta be kidding me! What happened?
yeah. I don't know.
Oh no!
I don't know, but it was postponed. Well, it was canceled.
Yeah.
But I heard that he'll be back up here next month.
Oh, okay.
So, although he is here, he had an
Yeah.
event tonight somewhere else, and then he's playing Friday in Santa Rosa at a Guitar Player magazine benefit for the Northern California fires.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
guys remember all that in the news? Yeah, we actually got all the smoke from that down here.
Oh, right.
I remember. Yeah, it was
Wow.
bad. It was very, very bad. But anyway, yeah. So tomorrow I'll be here. I'll be working on the music I'm doing, and then what? Yeah, that's about it, really.
Right on.
Hey, Simon Williams, Dry Heat's in here. Sean Mahoney, hey, good to see you, Sean. John BL is in here. Jay was in here. He had to hit the hay. Fender Guru, hey, Fender Guru. Didn't I see a video of you hooking up your what do you call it, the strap locks?
Oh, yeah.
Was that you? I think it was.
Cool.
Yes, it was. Yes, I saw that, man. That was cool. Yeah, he did an unboxing of the official Van Halen EVH the strap locks.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I've got an order coming. They should be here tomorrow or Friday. Yeah. That could be an unboxing. Yeah.
Is that the bottomless? Is that the bottomless box of those?
Yeah. I got a few coming. Oh, Joe, I got to show you my next build. Hold on.
Oh man. Oh.
Everyone's already seen this from the other day. So, Joe, this is a Musicraft Kramer Pacer body. It's the same body as the Kramer 5150, but I want to have a guitar that I can play that doesn't have the stripes that's so obvious. So I'm just painting it military green. And this is a Musicraft Charvel neck, but it does have the same profile. It's called the EVH 8191 profile on the back of the neck. I'm just a big fan of this style of headstock, the Fender or Charvel Strat headstock. Of course, Eddie has the 5150, the banana one, but I already have one of those. I just sort of want my own build that's sort of going to be sort of my signature, I guess. Yeah, even though it's heavily influenced by Eddie, right? Yeah.
It's nice, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's really nice.
Because of Johnny's show, I'm doing all this building now.
Oh.
It's true.
And I don't even build guitars.
Yeah.
I do good to put strings on in there.
Yeah. Hey, Sean Mahoney.
Oh man. Yeah. Actually, it was kind of crazy around here. We found a lost pet.
Uh-oh.
Actually, we saw some flyers for a lost, I'll say pet, and just happened to find it.
Wow.
And so I was on the phone, trying to get the guy over here to get it and everything, and I had it trapped in my car. But it was good.
Wow.
It was good. The animal is only gone for one night.
Are we allowed to say? Are we allowed to say what animal it is?
What?
That you had trapped in your car.
Yeah, it was a dog or cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd rather not, say any of that stuff. But yeah, it was one or the other.
Okay. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Did it have a tag around the neck?
It was a zebra. No, it didn't. It didn't.
Oh, okay.
No, there was no tag or nothing.
Right.
So that pretty much took up most of my evening. Was dealing with that.
Hey, Mad Dog.
So I didn't have dinner till literally right before I talked to you guys tonight.
Oh yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Man, so a guy came and picked up a zebra? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I lost my zebra. Yeah, I got it in the car.
Actually,
Yeah.
the first time I went to Mexico, the family drove down through California to San Diego and then walked across to Tijuana, and they had a pony painted black and white stripes like a zebra, and of course there's a Mexican guy standing there. Hey, get your photo taken on a zebra. One of those moments I will not forget from when I was 13.
Zebra.
Those great childhood memories. Oh, man.
The Vigilant in the house.
Yeah, hey man.
He's got a great hat. I always miss his hat.
Mm-hmm.
So, Joe, where are you heading right now? You're heading home?
Yes, sir. I'll be there in just a couple of minutes, so it won't be long. I'll be dropping off of here.
All right.
And I'll let y'all guys take the reins, man.
Yeah. Is there still remains from the big storms that you had there last year, Joe? In that area?
No, sir, not. We really didn't. It wasn't here in our neck of the woods. It was back, closer to work. Back, an hour back the other way. But there are still remains. Yes, sir. Yes.
Right.
And they're still cleaning that stuff up. Believe it or not. I don't know why it's taken so long. It's been, my goodness, it's been a good 7 months or so.
Yeah.
So it's I guess they were waiting on some funding or something to come through. Everything comes down to money, regardless.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
I guess maybe that's what they were doing. I don't know, but yeah.
Hey, John BL 5150 has a question. A long time ago, John BL 5150 had a Kramer Focus 1000 between 1982 and 1985. Always regretted selling it. Anyone know what Floyd came with it and what it would be worth today?
Well, I have a Kramer Focus 1000.
Mm-hmm.
I got it in 1989, but I know it's earlier than that.
Oh, wow.
It was somewhere between 82 to 89, I guess.
Yeah.
But the Floyd that came with it, it was just it's just a regular Floyd. I still have it. Actually, that's the Floyd that's on my Music Man now.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. A lot of guys ask for a lot of money for Kramers. I don't know if the Focus 1000 holds as much value as the Pacer does. Whenever I see them on eBay, it seems like the Pacer from those years holds the most value, and they're asking like over $2,000 for them, right? Because they've become such a collector's item.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, John BL, what I say, John BL, is look at eBay and just look up Kramer Focus, and you'll get a ballpark of what people are asking for those. I have a search that comes up every day, and I think I saw one on there. I just have a search for any Kramer guitars that come up. There was one on there today, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but as far as the Floyd, it's just a regular. Well, to me, it's just a Floyd. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Although they are different than the ones they do today.
Yeah.
I mean, I like my first Floyd, the original one from that guitar. I like better than the ones. I don't know.
the ones that screw in from above now. The bar.
Let me think. Yeah. You know, because the bar, the Floyd that I have, the original ones, the bar you can screw all the way out. It doesn't have the collar. There's no collar that screws in.
Oh yeah.
Like those are the ones you mainly find today. Those, not a huge fan of.
Right.
No, it was original.
Yeah, it would be original.
They're not licensed. It just.
Oh.
Where is it? Actually, I'll show it to you. Although I think I think Joe has a.
Joe's
are you gonna have dinner? Do you have a roast?
I don't know what's for dinner. I'm getting ready to go in here and find out. Hey, y'all gentlemen have a great evening. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Joe. Awesome.
Okay, y'all be good. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right. Good night, man.
Bye
bye. Let me John, I'll grab my Music Man that has that original Floyd on it, and I'll show it to you guys.
Yeah, Ty Z, you can definitely change out a Floyd arm. I don't know about Johnny on a Gatto bridge, but yeah, we might have to answer that when Johnny gets back.
Huh? Well, no, I'm still here for a second. Can you put an old school Floyd arm on a Gatto bridge? Maybe you can change the collars.
Vigilant says you can. The Vigilant says you can. So
okay,
yeah.
As long as you can change the collar and the collar fits, you can use whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. I'll grab my music.
Oh yeah. 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 The Vigilant's saying it. Sometimes even underneath, like where the block is on the back, and then sometimes depending on the collar, you might have to chisel out some wood, because sometimes the collar on the bottom of it, depending on the size of it, it might rub up against the wood, and then all of a sudden it gets kind of stuck. I can't remember what guitar I had a problem with that with. But yeah, then you can just sort of chisel out some wood, and then the collar won't rub anymore, basically. Yeah. Oh, Ty Z says he has a Gatto bridge on his new build, and I don't like the arm. Okay. What's the deal with that, Ty Z? Is it too high, like off the body? Because I don't like that. I like when they're close to the body. That's like this one here. This is a Floyd Rose 1984 reissue, and yeah, this bar is super close to the body. Some of them are like super high up. Oh, okay. It's just Ty Z is just saying it's angled weird. Yeah. That's part of the game, you guys. Just a lot of these parts are interchangeable, and you know, it seems like a lot of you guys have a lot of playing time, and you know what you like and don't like. And same here. I just, over the years, I've finally got it narrowed down to what I really like, every individual part, and how much I want to spend. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. And now I'm, you know, doing my second build coming up, and I'm getting all the parts that I like the most. Right, I'm making a guitar for myself, so yeah, I'm not really messing around anymore, because I've been playing a long time, like 30 years. So I know what I like. Yeah, Ty Z says he has an 84 on his 5150. Awesome. Yeah, Ty, are you on Facebook to show that 5150? Do you have a Facebook page? Oh yeah, Ty Z. The wood, I always get a poplar body. The Kramer, it's a Kramer Pacer poplar body. That's this one, and the new one that I'm going to be painting probably this weekend. I'm going to paint it green. Here's Johnny. He's got his Music Man.
Yeah, so that's the Floyd that came off my Kramer Focus.
Oh wow.
Right there. So that's So as far as Floyd Rose, this has always been my favorite.
Oh, okay.
My favorite one, and it's original. I mean, it just says Floyd Rose on it,
Yeah, yeah.
if you can see it. And I've had that thing since it was brand new.
And no modifications other than putting the D-tune on?
Correct.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. And so I'll show you the other version of the Floyd. The other kind that I use, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, let me grab the other guitar. I'll show you.
Oh, sorry, Ty. Yeah, Ty, I always get a maple neck. Actually, I have the order sheet right here because so many guys, Connor Johnson and somebody else, ET5150, was asking for the specs for all the builds that I do. So I actually have the information here. Yeah, so the neck, 22 frets. The nut width is always 1 5/8. That's the R2. It's called semi-rolled, sort of on the sides. Some guitars are really kind of not rolled on the side, and they're kind of like almost sharp. Like I have a Kramer 1984, one of the newer ones that came out, I don't know, 15 years ago. And it's kind of sharp, actually, the wood, not the frets, but the actual wood. I have this, this Kramer 1984. So this is called semi-rolled. So it feels good on the sides of the neck, like rolling over onto the fret, onto the fingerboard. Yeah.
Wow.
And I have not tried, what do they call it? The stainless frets. I haven't tried that yet. These are called the 6100 jumbo nickel silver frets. Or these are, and all my guitars have that, whether it's Fender Strats or Kramers or EVHs, Charvels, pretty much always the same fret. So it'll be really tragic, actually, if I try a stainless fret neck and really like it, because then I got like 30 guitars that I'm not going to like anymore. That's why I'm kind of nervous about trying it.
Oh, well, they're good, man.
Yeah,
That's
what the boys say.
They're good. Okay, so here's the. Let's see. I've had this guitar since what, 2009? So I know this Floyd is older than 2009. I don't know exactly when this Floyd was made, but anyway, this is this is like a newer version of the Floyd. Maybe you know this.
Yeah.
Maybe you know. Maybe
So
you know.
That one screws in from the top, John. That bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the collar, like I was talking about.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. That's your GMW. Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
Like this. I'm not a huge fan of these.
Yeah. Yeah, and anybody in the chat, if you have a Floyd arm like that seems a bit high, you can actually, from Floyd Rose, get like the old school one that has the sort of double collar that you attach on there, and it's closer to the body. It's like this one. Yeah.
You can change the collar.
Yeah, you did on one of yours, I remember.
On the 84 guitar that I have.
Yeah.
Which I'll grab in a second. I mean, why not? I'll show you.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, why don't I just stand up? I mean, this is standing up will be easier. There's something about like these.
Yeah.
I don't. They're not as nice as you saw on the other guitar to me.
Oh, okay. They're harder to turn, Johnny, or?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. So
Hey,
anyway.
Vintage Sounds.
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah, I'll show you the other. Other one.
Yeah. Hey, everybody in the chat, we've got Fender Gurus from New Zealand. Let's do a roll call. Can you guys type in where you're from exactly? Maybe give us a town and a state. We like knowing where everybody's from. Oh, Ty Z likes the stainless as well. Yeah, Ty Z, the string retainer on eBay, Ty, I get all my parts off of old Kramer Pacers from like 1983 or 1982. There's always people parting out old guitars. So I get string retainer, string trees are off Kramer Pacers. I get the Gatto 90-degree tuners. They usually run me about $90 US. There's also the crown heads. Those cost about 150, but for me, just get the Gatto 90-degree tuners. That's what I always use. Go ahead, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's a newer Floyd that I changed the arm.
Oh yeah.
I changed the arm on here so it has the old school.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, where you screw the bar in.
Yeah,
you know?
you have to two wrenches to do it.
Two wrenches. Yeah.
One up, one down. Yeah.
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 And so now it's stuck.
Yeah.
It's not coming out.
No, loosey goosey.
Yeah. Loosey goosey. There it is.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's a combination of the other two you're showing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and this is the guitar that Nesdal gave me.
Yeah, yeah. What about the those fine tuners on the top on that one, Johnny? Do you like those ones?
I don't know. I mean, they're okay. It's just that I don't know. On my original Floyd, it's just they're brass.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can see it. These are these brass or are they just? There's a coating to them I don't like.
Yeah. So that's what you don't like is the coating.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, because the 1984, this one I have, they have the brass on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you like. And then so does this whale tail that David Allen Wright and the guys got me. It has the brass as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yep. Little things that we like or don't like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, ET5150, there he is. I sent him a couple emails. We've got David Ennis from Columbia, Missouri. David Ennis.
Hey, David.
Vintage Sounds, Philadelphia. Cool. Sean Mahoney, Battle Creek, Michigan. What a name that is. Battle Creek. Cool. John Biel, Haverhill, or Haverhill. Yeah, yeah. Vigilance from LA. Ty Z's from California. Cool.
Yeah.
ET5150 saying something's $5 from Floyd Rose. What's $5 from Floyd Rose? Is it the little fine tuners? You can buy them individually, or?
Maybe. Oh, and change them over, maybe?
Yeah, ET5150. Yeah, Music Craft is super busy with specific guitars. It's always like the body I have, the Kramer Pacer body. That's like always ordered for all the guys doing replicas. So they've sort of narrowed their focus in on that. And I think like a Fender Strat body and a Telecaster, they've kind of narrowed it down to just 3 options. They used to have a whole bunch, like 12 different options, but their sales are so much on these 3 styles that they're sort of focusing their business on that right now, just because they're so busy. Yeah.
Like what did they offer before?
Oh, you could get what's the Mustang? Is it called the Fender Mustang?
That's a Fender,
yeah, like that body. And all of a sudden they're not offering that because it's not as popular. They've got so many orders of the main 3 that they have to narrow their focus just on those, just because they're pumping out so many bodies and necks, right? Yeah. Yeah. ET5150 says he has a lock body. Neck option. Yeah, Yeah, I get the Musicraft. There's the banana neck. You can get like the Kramer 5150, or I got a Charvel one I'm doing for my build. They still have lots of neck options. It can get pretty complicated with the neck options, but yeah. The only thing I don't know, ET5150, when I get a Musicraft body and a Musicraft neck, like they already put it together and drill the holes. I mean, they come in the box separately, but they make sure that all the holes line up. And it's been said sometimes if you just get a body that's doesn't have the holes drilled, and a neck that doesn't have the hole drills, it's kind of harder to make it happen. But it depends what kind of a carpentry expert you are. I've never had to do it because I'm just Musicraft body, Musicraft neck. They already pre-drill everything, and I got to get a neck plate and 4 screws, and you're halfway there almost. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some years back, I used to buy a lot of Kramer parts, off eBay, bodies and necks and stuff, like years ago, and this stuff never lined up, and so I was always doweling, the necks, and then re-drilling, and which really is not a big deal. I mean, if you know how to do it, it's not a big, it's not a biggie,
John BL 5150. No, that neck, the Charvel neck, is a Musicraft neck. I'll show it to you. Musicraft, just for legal reasons, they do stamp the bottom of their necks here, sort of where they're going to join to the body. That's the Musicraft logo. And I just got water slide Charvel. I call them decals, so it comes clean. Like the tuners weren't on it, and it was just wood and the frets, right? It's the tuners I had sitting around, and it's an R2 nut, and the stickers, they're just the water slide ones. So it's Musicraft. That's one of the options. You can get a Charvel neck made, because a lot of guys do the Frankenstein, and the Frankenstein headstock, most of them similar to this. It'd be more of a Fender one. I don't know the difference between this Charvel style and the Fender Strat style. It looks the same to me, but if you lined them up, it might be slightly different. Yeah, and there's another question in there. Oh, the Pacer and the Beretta body. Well, the Beretta, I know on a Beretta, so this is the Pacer. Do you see how where the cavity is for the pickup? The Beretta, it was on an angle all the time. Every time I see in a Beretta guitar, this cavity's on a slight angle, so the pickup actually you screw it in, and it's a bit on an angle. Johnny, do you want to chime in on that at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like Steve said, the pickup's at an angle.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it was angled like you know how Eddie angled the Frankenstein pickup in the Frankenstein.
Yeah.
He actually angled, even though the route was straight and kind of chiseled out, kind of weird. The pickup was angled because you want to make the pull pieces match up to the strings.
Yeah.
So
I think, was the Hot for Teacher a Beretta style with that pickup on a slant? I think the Hot for Teacher might have been.
Maybe. Also, I mean, you can tell the Beretta bodies, to me, they look wider than the Pacers. The Pacers looked really real skinny, and the Berettas were just a little bigger, wider.
Yeah.
Oh, was that you?
No, I'm just reading. Eddie used a 21 fret neck on his first black and white, no Floyd on VH1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just reading the questions. Yeah, ET5150. Yeah, my neck was quarter sawn maple, is what it's called. I didn't have flame or bird's eye. Oh, okay. He's talking about the neck options. They used to have more neck options on Musicraft. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they narrowed that down too. But I always got the maple quarter sawn, so I wasn't even paying much attention to the other options on Musicraft. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, it's the 19th. We're 5 minutes past midnight on the West Coast here. Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, it's nice to be finally talking to somebody on my timeline, you know,
Oh.
because pretty much everybody that's been in these videos, you know, besides me, has been on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, that's how it's always been. Always.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's Jay and there's Dave and then even Rob Johnson. He's near Boston, isn't he?
He's East Coast. Joe Wentz. Everybody.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, we got Rapoporters here. Caleb Rapoport's in the house. He says, wow, late Wednesday show. Well, it's actually Thursday now, Caleb.
Early Thursday show.
Yeah. We went from Wolfgang Wednesday into Tora Thursday.
Yeah, it's my vlog, although Joe Wentz and Steve basically just talked the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got to spread it around. Oh, did you see Caleb? It looks like he got the neck and painted the headstock already for his Vapor Trails guitar, I call it.
Right.
Yeah, look cool. Oh, and did you see he had it was a black, like I guess it was painted on like the front of like a jet plane, a jet fighter, like a little sticker or something. That looked pretty cool on his. He'll straighten me out here. Yeah. So it looks good.
Yeah, awesome, man.
So it looks like he finished that before he finished his 5150. Huh. Oh, Caleb says it's a sticker. That the front of the jet plane was a black sticker. Yeah.
Spanky, what happened to Hef?
He's still around.
He's still around. He deleted Facebook.
Whoa.
Because he told me one day, well, maybe I shouldn't say, he wanted to spend more time with his family than sitting on Facebook, is what he was telling me.
Yeah.
And so he kind of, you know, he disappeared for a while. We still see him from time to time, you know, in the chat, you know, of these videos. You know, he goes by the name Van 1977 is his YouTube name.
Yeah, he sent me photos on my email. He actually has my phone number too. So we've messaged each other. Yeah, he's got a lot of Van Halen related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Got like a whole room that's dedicated to Van Halen. Like he's got all the records on display in this den or something he has.
Yeah. He's got a lot of stuff. That guy. Yeah, he's cool. He's Jay. Well,
there he is.
Is this the third time or fourth? How many?
Oh, he's thinking about getting the Japanese Wolfie.
Thinking about grabbing that guitar is what he's saying. Yeah.
What was it? $600?
Yeah, it was like five to six somewhere. But it's a parts guitar though. It's not a strict original Wolfgang. It's mixed matched chrome and black hardware everywhere. And
yeah, but he just wants it. He just wants the neck though, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys. Rob Johnson's super busy, guys. He's a hardworking guy and does all his martial arts sort of stuff, and yeah, he's a busy guy.
Mm-hmm. Although he did tell me he wanted to come back, so
yeah,
I think that will happen at some point.
Oh, Spanky says he just unloaded a dud cracked Wolfie neck. Wow, it's happening to everybody all of a sudden.
He's joking. That's a joke.
Oh yeah, probably.
he's joking about about Jay's situation the other night.
Oh yeah, I see. South Carolina. Well, that'd be Jay. Yeah.
Yeah, you miss Rob? Yeah, I miss Rob. Yeah, we'll see him at some point. You know, he'll be back. I mean, he's yeah, I mean, there's just so many, like I was telling Jay earlier, you know, Jay and I were talking, and I was saying there's like so many like characters, you know, on these videos, on these shows. There's so many guys that we would talk to, and
Oh yeah.
and they come and go, and sometimes they're gone for a while, then they come back, and you know. So I think you know, we'll get a lot of those people, you know, back, and then more, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he has a big Van Halen collection, Rob Johnson, the guitars. Like they get every version. They got the star and he's got the double neck and like they get everything. Yeah, that's a lot of bucks that goes into some of those collections that the guys have.
Yeah. Actually, Rob and I, we used to talk on Skype like this.
Oh yeah.
Just like a private call. Basically what we're doing now, talking about these guitars and stuff. Rob and I would do this was years before Nesdal ever showed up.
Oh yeah.
You know. You know. So but yeah.
ET5150 says he has emailed me pics of his Beretta project. Okay, cool. Yeah. Where's Caleb? Is he on his way to In-N-Out Burger?
Wish I was.
Yeah, right.
Kevin Dodds. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, he's been on here. We've had Kevin on here a few times. Yeah, I know Kevin.
Oh yeah, it's Dave's birthday today officially now on the Pacific side of the North America.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, like I was saying though. Yeah, Rob and I, we used to talk. I've known Rob for like 20 years.
Wow.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, Ty Z said he had a double earlier.
Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, so did Jaden James. Dang.
Wow.
I'll be having a double with animal fries on Sunday. So I'll have to take pictures. Huh? What happened to that college guy who was in a couple of the...
Who's that, Alex?
Oh, you're talking about Nick. You're talking about Nick. I think he's just been super busy. Although he's online. A lot of you guys, you might know him from VH Links and Facebook. Yeah. You're talking about Nick, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Nick, I think he's only been on like a couple of these things with us.
Huh.
But he's actually he's friends with Nesdal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Huh. So it's good that Jay's computer's working again.
Oh, his internet, yeah.
Oh, his internet went down. Okay.
Yeah. He said his internet. Man, some of you guys go back years if you remember Nick and all this. He was only on like twice.
Oh yeah. So hopefully by Friday, yeah, I will. By Friday, I'll have the whale tail will be on this guitar, and then yeah, I guess I'll take this Floyd that's on this one and put it on my new build. So yeah, we'll do some swapping. But this one, the whale tail's got to get on this guitar. So I'll be doing that tomorrow night.
Very cool.
Yeah, it came all like sort of parted. So I just put the block on this one because it was sort of separate from everything else. So yeah, it's this big steel block. It's not even brass colored. It's actual steel. That's the way Eddie's was back on his Kramer 5150. Yeah, those guys sure work hard on building these things.
Yeah. Oh, man. What time is it?
It's 12:15 in the morning. I got to get up in 5 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness, dude.
No, but man, today was, just so everybody knows, my testing went great today with the ambulance service. I was 4 hours, just scenarios. I won't say what they were because Johnny hates that. But scenarios for 4 hours, and then a written test. You had to do the written test in an hour and a half. I did it in like 45 minutes.
It's like let's say a guy comes up to shake your hand, and there's no hand. What do you do?
Yeah. So yeah, I kicked some real ass today, and I thought of you guys a few times along the way to inspire me, and made her through.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
No, you're doing multiple choice. I must have done the first 15 multiple choice questions in like 4 minutes. I was just like flying through them like they weren't even, like they were just obvious answers, right? So that was good.
Dang. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we. Awesome. Congratulations, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm certified again, and now I don't have to certify every 2 years. Now they do it every 3 years. So that's good. I get an extra year out of the ticket without having to go through these exams. Yeah.
All right. I think we're good. I think, yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for another VEDA vlog.
Later tonight, because it's actually right now. And then everybody, we'll see you on Friday, 50 Fun 50 Friday. I know Caleb's pumped for the late show for Friday night.
Awesomes.
Yeah.
Awesomes.
So Jay has to remember to refuel his rum bottle. He's got to get some more rum for Friday night.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right. And before everybody jumps out, there's a link down below for my new store.
Oh yeah.
There's t-shirts. There's hoodies. You want to look like Nesdal? Order a Johnny Beane hoodie. Right down below. There's stickers, coffee mugs, all kinds of good stuff. So check it out. And Steve, great to talk to you, man.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. Impromptu.
Yeah.
This wasn't even planned.
Thanks for having me. I feel like I was on your show.
Yeah, right.
Thanks again for the jacket, man. This is incredible.
Well, I try to send the good stuff, right?
Man, this is definitely the good stuff.
Yeah. Night Jay, night Caleb. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Good night, everybody. Good night, Jay, Caleb, E.T., Vendor Sounds, Fender Guru, John BL, Mad Dog, JJ, everybody. See you guys. See you later.
Yeah. Adios, amigos.
JohnnyBeane.com. Good night.